What's up, Zingers? Welcome back to another episode of Futures Fever. I'm your host, Kevin Dubriske, and with me today is David Green and Peter Tuchman. First, I want to cover some Apex Trader funding. What is Apex Trader? And they are running a huge sale right now. So let's get into it. Then we're going to also dive into some live market analysis with Peter and David. So first off, what is Apex Trader funding and how can we benefit from it? Well, Apex Trader Funding provides traders with funded accounts, eliminating personal capital risk. You get access to firm capital to trade the futures markets. So just remember, guys, it is futures markets. It's not stocks or options. It is futures only. You earn up to 90% of your profits. It's a 90-10 split after the first 20,000 you make per account. And you get to trade with a peace of mind that you have zero personal liability. If you blow 20 funded accounts, you could get right back on the horse, get right back on an eval, and try again. They do not care. It is okay. It's a three-step process. You complete the evaluation. You want to show them that you're consistent and have proper risk management. You want to get funded after you complete the evaluation. And once you get funded, you're going to have a profit target, and they're going to have some other new rules that you have to follow. Now, the only way Apex denies payouts is if you break these rules. Now, these rules are made to make sure that you are, in fact, who you say you are, and that's a consistent, profitable trader. So those who are trying to full port on one day and get a payout on the next, they're not going to allow it. And these rules are very important because it also keeps us in line. Now, they are running a major sale. It's 80% off. Use promo code FFEVER for Futures Fever. This ends April 30th. It is $50 for resets too. Now, this is also very important because let's say you buy an account for 80% off now and you blow that account in a month. If you still have that same account, you could buy the reset for $50 instead of spending that extra amount it would be on a new account. So make sure you use these sales, use these promos, and keep those accounts up. Lifetime one-time PA fees for all accounts, guys, is down to $130, which is a huge discount. And the 150 and higher, so 150, 250, and $350,000 evals are all now priced to $297. With the 80% coupon brings it down to just $60 and change. That is a great discount as well for those higher accounts. That's great for the traders who want to trade maybe multiple mini contracts. So you get a chance to win a free evaluation, guys. Make sure you join every Wednesday at 11:30 for not just some of the best futures knowledge on the market, but also a chance to win a free Apex Trader evaluation account. Make sure you fill out the form below. Last week's winner was Valencia. Congratulations. You should have gotten the email already. Now, what's great is when you win, you get to choose which account size you want, from the 25K all the way to the 300K account. So make sure you fill out that form below. We're going to post that in the comments. Join us live every Wednesday at 11:30 a.m. for a chance to win. And again, we go over some market knowledge, some market insights, and we get to speak with some of the best and greatest traders to ever hit the market. And that is the two great people I'm bringing on right now, and that is Peter Tuchman and David Green. Guys, welcome.
Hey,
thanks for having us, Pete. Did you see what just came out?
No, tell me. I heard you guys
first
talking.
It came across the wires.
What was it?
Let me see. Can I? Are my charts being shared? Let's get my charts up there if we can. Hold on. Okay. So first, it came across the wires that if we can pop my charts up there, Kev, that they're considering an emergency rate cut. We had the futures just spike up like 40 points.
Whoa.
But
Wow.
It was the Bank of Canada.
Oh, so it wasn't our bank. It was that.
It wasn't our bank.
My
it was
God.
The Bank of Canada. They're deciding what to do. But still, we're holding most of the gains. If you look at the chart, that came out like 10 minutes ago at 11:20.
That's wild.
And we spiked all the way up. Now we're kind of just sitting here. Here's the thing, guys and girls. If you are actively day trading this in your Apex accounts, these things can happen at any moment. It's crazy that the market that we're in right now, it's just tweet city, right? So I am all about full disclosure, okay? We were looking at our charts. I had an order on my 200 EMA, which I will make this trade 100 out of 100 times, right? The news came out, took our trade, got stopped out for 5 points. So that's just the kind of market that we're in right now. Sometimes the best technical analysis in the world isn't going to work. What I'll say is this whole month, the volatility has been our friend. It has been absolutely spectacular trading. And for the most part, all of our technicals have just been really, really good. I've been talking to a lot of people. They have cut their size, expanded their stop orders a little bit because this is the kind of market that we're in. I just want to share with you guys. And again, guys, my concentration for everybody that's joining us is teaching people how to do this along with Apex. Apex is the #1 prop firm out there. Kev, we just announced another 80% off sale.
80% off, $50 resets, and the higher accounts, the 150 and higher, are all priced down to just $60 per eval.
Amazing.
That's just spectacular. I actually saw that yesterday. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can see. Can you guys see my my chart up there, my PA charts?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So,
Nice.
and again, I'm not a big trader, guys and girls. One account, 17 days. I'm averaging about $1,000 a day. One account, we have 12 days. I'm averaging almost exactly $1,000 a day. Yesterday, I signed up for a PA. I signed up for a eval account, qualified it in 1 day. So we got another PA going here today. So slow and steady. I don't think I trade more than 2 contracts most of the time. This can be done, guys and girls. You can get there. You just got to be patient. You got to be disciplined. You got to stick to your technicals and, make the most out of your winning trades and the least out of your losing trades. Go ahead, Pete. I know you're chomping at the bit.
No, look, I love, I could listen to you all day long, guys. So just so everybody knows, Dave and I have been partners and friends for 40 plus years. We all started on Wall Street together in 1985. And, even with all that experience, this is probably the most pivotal time we've ever seen in history. The volatility, look, from an investing point of view, these are hard times, right? People are watching their accounts since February 19th when we traded at record highs, probably down 10, 15, 20%. Some of the high-flying names within tech are down way more than that. So from an investing point of view, it's a really difficult time. So my suggestion is when markets are down like that, don't look at your account. There's nothing you can do. It's just going to cause you misery. But from a day trading perspective, David and I have been together day trading this market, trying to inspire and motivate people to get into this market since the beginning of COVID when we started our Wall Street Global Trading Academy. Look, for us, volatility is the lifeblood of a day trader's life. Trading futures using Apex, it's the best platform out there. And so if you take Apex and you merge it with David's strategies, right? It's all about discipline and consistency, right? Using stop orders on every trade. As David just said, look, you can be in a trade for all the right reasons. We know that the only reasons we're not trading off of fundamentals, we're trading off of technicals. But you can be in a trade for all the right reasons. When your chart's set up, price action and technical analysis are the only reasons that we would buy or short a stock, right? And have a stop order on every trade. But you can be in a trade for all the right reasons, and a tweet comes out of the White House or news comes out. We've seen it now for the last 6 weeks, right? In a very aggressive way. It's like on steroids in such an amazing way. Then that's why you need to be so disciplined around shrinking your size a little bit down, having your stops super tight or whatever you need to do to know that your goal is not to blow up accounts. Your goal is it's not a bad word, to scalp the market, hitting singles and doubles, waiting around for a home run, knowing when to stop trading when you're making money, know when to stop trading when you're losing money. David's strategy is tried and true. It works. And that's the name of the game. This is an amazing time to be in the market. If you've never traded before, hang out with Apex, hang out with David and I. We're here to teach you, to hold your hand, whatever it takes to get you into this market, because this is a pivotal time in all of our lives to get into this market and learn how to trade and make a little money on the side. That's the name of the game.
100%. Yeah, and at least anyone tell you this trading has been easy. First of all, trading is never easy. Even when things aren't this crazy, it's never easy. Trading is more about what's between our ears than it is what's on our charts. I can teach anybody how to read these charts, right? That's the easier part of this. The harder part is what's up here, and that's what you have to get down pat first. So, looking at our technicals right now, and this was something set up for a nice trade, but when there's news coming out, you kind of have to back off a little bit, right? But one of the biggest things that I look for are my pivot points. And when we make a big move to get to one of my pivot points, and if the pivot point's above where we're trading, that's going to be a resistance level, technically, and we look to short. And if the pivot points are below where we're trading, that's going to be a support level, and that's where we look to buy. So we spiked right up. And even with all that news out, whatever it was, we got like 3 points above our pivot point, which was around 59.98. We went 3 points above that, and we now have pulled back 10 points. So here's the short trade. Now we're pulling back to a support level. This is where I'd get out of my entire trade. So let's say I get in with 2 contracts up here, right? I'm always going to take a quick profit on every trade that I do. Give me a quick 2 or 3 points. Great. Then I'm going to lower my stop order so I can't lose money on that trade. And I want to do that on every single trade that I do. Lock in some profits quickly, okay? And then lower my stop order so I can't lose money on a trade. But if I'm getting in for a technical reason up here at a resistance level, now we pulled back to a support level. So you can see now I have my 9 EMA and my 200 EMA. Okay, those are support levels going down now. So this is where I would clear out of the rest of my trade. So a couple of points on one and 10 points on the second one. Yeah. So when you're in the trade that's going in your favor and you're in for a technical reason, don't get out of the whole thing until we find a technical reason to get out of your trade. So let's just say we did 2 ES contracts and you averaged 5 points on it, right? So that's $500, and it took literally 10 minutes. Mm-hmm. Me, quite frankly, if I can do that once a day, okay, I'm going to have losing trades mixed in there too. But if let's say I have 3 trades a day and 2 work and 1 doesn't, my day is done. You know, I'm not a big trader, especially when you're first trying to qualify these accounts. It's okay to trade the MESs when you start, the micros. That's fine. Don't be in a hurry. Don't treat it like candy. Okay. I treat this as if it was my real money, right? Because it's so easy to go up and open another account for $33 and another account for $33. But even that adds up after a while, right? So have a plan, stick to that plan, find some kind of technical analysis that works for you, whatever that is. And David Green doesn't have the holy grail of technical analysis. I can tell you that right now. Nobody does, right? But you can see how this that news is all fading away now. And we're just coming right back to where we were. And quite frankly, I wouldn't even trust my support levels here now, because if that was just nonsense news, we could go right back and break down and go to the lows now, right? I will make a trade if we spike down to like 75, 53.75 in the MESs. If we spike down there, I would do a little trade. So today and the last few days, actually several times in the last 2 weeks, we have gotten some good trades early in the morning, sometimes pre-market. We have been done trading by 10 o'clock or 10:30 every day this week. Well, except we just had one losing trade, so we're still here. But every day this week, we were done by 10 o'clock, 10:30. Last week was almost the same. And Pete, what's the most precious commodity in the world?
Time.
We ain't getting it back, guys and girls. So if you can make your couple of banana skins early in the morning, I urge my people, go do something else. Get out of here. Go do something else. You know, one of the things that we fear as traders is we're going to miss the next big trade, right? I don't want to leave now. No, I'm doing really good. I don't want to leave now. Leave. It's okay. What you'll find yourself happening then is you'll have one bad trade, and then you'll say to yourself, first thing I got to do is get that money back. You'll have another bad trade, and before you know it, you've turned a winning day into a losing day, which we will never do. I will not turn a winning trade into a losing trade, and I will not turn a winning day into a losing day. And I will not push a button unless these charts tell me to push a button, ever. So the levels I'm watching now on the downside are like 75, and then we got our pivot point at 69. So if we got a quick spike down to 75 or 69, I'd be looking to get in on the long side.
You know what? I'll jump in for a second just to give everybody a little breakdown of obviously what's. We know that since February 19th, we've been on a downward spiral ever since we started engaging the whole story about tariffs, right? And Mexico and Canada. And then the China story came in, and then it was auto tariffs. And then it was the pharmaceutical companies. We are at the mercy of, historically in the old days, news that would affect the stock market, there was a rule. There was a rule of thumb. It was an unspoken rule that news that affects the markets globally and domestically would come out before the market opened or after the market closed. There was none, or at a news conference that was designated so that the playing field is even for everybody. That's the nature of this business. But obviously, all bets are off within the new administration. So we need to accept that, and we need to pivot our strategy in that way. That's why we talk. Look, David and I, we have an academy. It's called Wall Street Global Trading Academy. David, as David said, he does not have the holy grail on technical analysis. We didn't invent it, but there are different strategies that make this thing easier or harder. Right? We don't get into trades. We're not asking Uncle Herbie on the internet to tell us. We don't trade on FOMO, fear of missing out, or hype or hope. These are not trading strategies. Technical analysis and price action are the reasons we get into a trade. And there are rules that David has that are tried and true, right? You have to have a plan when you get into a trade. Why am I buying or shorting this stock? That's when you look at the technicals. You set up your charts, moving averages, right? Pivot points, RSI, establishing support and resistance. Technical analysis is based on support and resistance. That's what this whole thing is about, using historical charts and day-to-day charts. The volatility that we've seen over the last 6 weeks is unprecedented, right? However, if you follow the rules, right, then you've got the opportunities to make a couple of banana skins. As David said, it's the most exciting time in history to learn this. You've got Apex.
Yeah, Pete, let me show everybody something. Check this out, guys and girls. Okay. So what did we just say as we were looking at my chart? We're looking at the 75 level as a support level to buy because we had our 65 EMA and our 30 EMA there. That was at 57.75. You want to see what the low sale was just then? 57.75.25. We missed the trade. It missed us by one tick, 25 cents, and just gave a 7-point bounce off that level, right? That's going to happen too. There's nothing you can do about that. I put my orders in technically where my charts tell me to put the orders in, right? But this is a perfect example of our technical analysis working to a T, and we would have taken a nice 5-point trade out of that. Again, 2 ESs, 5 points, $500. It literally took 30 seconds for that trade to play out. For the most part, we are scalpers, okay? I'm looking to make between 2 and 5 points on every trade that I do, unless I get into a trend trade, which is a different kind of trade, in which case I will stay in that trade all day as long as it stays in the trend. But outside of that, I'm scalping. I'm looking to pick up 3-4 points here, 3-4 points there. So if I'm looking now, my next level on my chart, if we break through here, is 53.69. That is my pivot point. Again, I'll put an order to buy some at 53.69, have my stop order below, try to make a few points on it if it bounces from that level. Not everything works all the time, right? And if we didn't take our quick 4 or 5 points, we're right back where we were. So there's nothing wrong with taking 2, 3, 4 points on every trade that we do intraday, as long as we make on more than we lose, which we do based on our technical analysis. And that amounts of money are going to add up after the end of the day, the week, the month, and the year.
And you know what? And scalping is not a bad word, everybody.
No.
Right? David said hitting singles and doubles, right? That's why we're here. That's the whole point of this. You can sit around. Look, there's successful day traders and unsuccessful day traders. A successful day trader will get into a trade because the technical setup. They will enter a stop order, okay, whether it's 1% of the price of the financial instrument, whatever you're trading, the ES, NQs, whatever you're into, okay, and then knowing that you take a profit when you can, not when you have to. If the stock goes in your favor, if it goes down and breaks through your stop order, you're blown up. There'll always be another trade. Okay, it goes in your direction. They just described where you just make a little money, you move your stop up, you move your stop down to break even. You just made a little money, and you cannot lose money on that trade. From a psychological point of view, that is the greatest feeling in the world. Imagine that. You just made 50 cents. You just made $1. You made whatever you just made. You scalped 50 cents, and you move your stop to break even. You cannot lose money on that trade. That builds confidence in a trader, and that's how you end up being able to get the most out of your winners and the least out of your losers. There are rules around this. Have a plan when you get into a stock. Have a stop order on every plan. As David just described, never turn a winning trade into a losing trade. That means you're in a trade. The trade goes up $0.50. You immediately take this is David's strategy. Take a little bit of a profit, move your stop up, and use a trailing stop to get the most out of your winners. What unsuccessful traders do is they get into a trade for the wrong reasons, or no reason at all because they hope the stock or the instrument is going to go up. They don't use a stop order. So if it goes against them, they blow up their order and they end up having to average into the trade. They don't want to accept a loss. So is it going against them? They're going to buy more, they buy more, they buy more. The only way to blow up an account, right, is not having a stop order and averaging into a trade. That's not what you want to do. If you're having a bad day, everybody has bad days, everybody has losing trades, but you need to know when to stop trading if you're having a bad day. David's strategy is 3 max loss trades of the day. You turn the machine off, you go home, go to the beach, hang out with your family. As we said, time is one commodity you cannot get back. But the alternative to that is revenge trading. It's trying to get your money back. We guarantee you that's the best it's going to get. If you start averaging in or revenge trading, you're going to turn a $100 loss into a $1,000. You'll come back from a bad day. You'll come back from a bad trade, but you will not come back from aggressive revenge trading, trying to get money back. It's a matter of separating yourself from the emotional relationship of trading, right? You can't never get emotional about trading. That's the key. And that's not easy. The psychology of day trading is the hardest part of this. David just said it. He can teach anybody to hit the buttons to get into a trade. It's what you do when you get into the trade.
80% technicals. I'm sorry, 20% technicals, 80% psychological.
Nope. Yeah, I'm with you, Kevin. I'm with you 100% on that. Yeah, absolutely. And again, just look at my chart, guys and girls. There is no easy trade setup anyway here. I mean, we hit our 200 EMA. It was a beautiful trade. We think we're going into a trend trade. We blast through the trends. I mean, so you got to be so patient and so disciplined in this market and wait for extremes when things are really moving up or really moving down, and that's when you get into a trade. So we have an order right now at 69, okay? This is another thing that we'll do. If it takes too long to get to one of my levels, chances are it's not going to be as effective. The faster something gets to one of our levels, and this is for anyone out there, the better the trade is going to be. If you look how fast we spiked up to this pivot point, it was 1.5 bars. Boom. And since we hit that pivot point, we have gone down 20 points, right? So the faster it gets to one of our levels, the better the trade is going to be. If we're going to sit here and just meander in this level, I'm not going to even do it. I'm canceling my order, okay? I'm going to wait. We came close. Now I'll look for my next level lower, which would be a double bottom from this morning. And then it's all about just sitting back and being patient and being disciplined. But the faster something gets to one of our technical levels, the better the trade is going to be. If I come close to one of my levels and I don't get it, chances are it's going to go through that the second time. And also, the first time we made this trade off 75, it gave us a 5-point profit. I am not making that trade if it hits that level again. So I'm only making trades the first time it hits one of my technical levels. Because it's like knocking on a screen door. The more you keep knocking on this, the weaker it's going to get. And eventually you're going to knock it off its hinges, right? This actually, when we start testing this level a couple of times, now could be a better short entry, okay? Because we tested the level once, it was support. We tested the level twice, it was support. We broke through the level, resistance. So this is what we call a momentum trade, right? We hit this once, we hit it twice, we broke through right around 77. That could be setting you up for a short trade now, okay? So there's a lot of ways to skin a cat. We're looking at stuff all day long, every day, and we're just being patient and disciplined and waiting for these things to set up.
You know, guys,
that's what trading is all about. I saw someone today who was visiting, and I'm going to give you guys a chance to visit with us next week also. A couple of things. Don't anybody leave yet. We're going to share a couple of things with you. I saw someone who was visiting with us, and I asked him, how are you doing? How is your trades going? And he said, it's going great. I made 46 trades today. This was at 10 o'clock this morning. I don't even know how you can make that many trades in that short amount of time.
You keep hitting that reverse button and you'll get there.
And he made money, which is fine. Not a lot, but he made money. My point is, if you just concentrated a little more on the really good setups, you would make just as much money. Okay, guys, we just got in at 69, and we're going to sell some of it at 71.50. Boom. Okay. So now I got in at 69. It exactly hit me at our level. It went to 68.75. Okay. So I took 1.5 points out of some of my trade. Now what I'll do, guys and girls, from 69 is bring my stop to break even. Okay? Bring my stop up to break even. If it goes back to 69, I'm out, but at least I've locked up a 1.5 profit on some. You know, it might only be $75. We'll see what happens from here, right? So if we get, there we go, 72. We just got to 72.50. That's 3 points. So there you go. Another perfect trade set up right in front of you guys based on our technical analysis. And if I only get 1 point and 3.5 points out of that trade, hey, that's a beautiful trade, right? So now what I'll do, guys, okay, and now it's giving us 4 points, okay? If I have one left now, I'll raise my stop to lock in 3-point profit at like 72. Went back to 72. I'm out. There's my trade. I'm done. This now, guys and girls, believe it or not, could become resistance now. I loved it for a trade on the long side. I took my 3 or 4 points out of it. If it breaks this pivot point now, I might look for a momentum trade on the downside because we have a lot of room technically below this. So you can see how quickly we're changing from I like it, I'm buying it, taking my profit. Ooh, I might not like it now. This could become resistance now. It could become a momentum trade if we break this to the downside. These are all the things that we teach you guys in our course at wsgta.com. Kev, if you can bop that up there.
You got it.
Anyone who buys our course, guys and girls, gets lifetime mentorship. Me and Peter together live with anyone who buys our course tomorrow night, Thursday night.
Every Thursday.
Live. We hang out for a couple of hours with each other. We answer questions. We talk about your problems. We go over trades. That is included in either of our courses. We have payment plans for everybody. Okay.
Money back.
I know people that have spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, Kev, to try and learn how to trade, to do this, to trade, right?
Yep.
We have made it as affordable as we possibly can. Our courses are $4.99 and $6.99. You never have to give us another penny, ever, ever, ever. It comes with lifetime mentorship. And the $6.99 course comes with a live boot camp where I teach, along with some great traders in my room, the entire course live, 40 hours in front of you, going over the entire course. And I think you can get that for like $60 a month.
You know what's the next?
Peter, people tell me this all the time. Why are you selling a course and not trading? Okay. Me and Peter do not make a lot of money on these courses. I think it ends up we make about $8 each, Pete, per course, something like that. We take care of a lot of people. We're not charging a lot of money. I have had a very good month. Let's put it this way. You guys saw I'm up $26,000 in my PA accounts that I showed you guys today, right? I could make a lot more trading if all I did was concentrate on trading. The only reason I even trade the PA accounts, guys, is for people to follow and to follow our teachings, right? Trading's not going to make any difference to me one way or the other. I've been retired for 40 years. This is the game that me and Pete love. I love teaching. We love to do this every single day. To me, it's like playing in the Super Bowl. We just love it. We absolutely love it. And we're really trying to help as many people as possible. One more thing I want to give, Kev, to everybody, if you can post. And I know Pete wants to wrap it up. We only got a couple minutes. Pop up my email. It's dgreen927@yahoo.com. Okay. Anyone who is with us today, only for Apex. Okay. Send me an email. Come hang out in my trading room for a week live next week. No cost. Come and hang out with us for a week. Okay. Doesn't cost anything. We'll trade the markets live every single day. We'll teach you a bunch of stuff during the week. It costs a dime. I'm going to say one more thing technical, Pete. Okay. Check this out, guys and girls. All right. How many? We hit this once. We hit it twice. We hit it 3 times. We just broke through that. Remember when I said support can become resistance?
Perfect example.
This is a perfect momentum trade. It broke 69 and it paid 6 points. So again, short that break of 69. Give me my between 2 and 5 points. Bye-bye. We had 3 spectacular trades while we were sitting here today. We made a total of about 10 ES points. You did 2 contracts. You just made yourself $1,000 by sitting here and listening to us. I know we're running out of time. Pete, wrap it up for everybody.
Awesome. So look, David and I put so much work into this. We love motivating, inspiring people. We collaborate with Apex. We don't collaborate with too many people. It's because they have the best future-funded trading platform. Our course is affordable, accessible. It's fun. 21 hours, 21 videos, 400 hours of archives for the last 5 years. Every Q&A that we do, coaching and mentoring on Thursday night, is recorded. It's in the archives. You have every question that any student has asked for the last 5 years has been asked and answered, and it's in the archives, sorted by subject. So if you're home and you really want to learn this, you will get out of this what you put into it. You can't put it under your pillow and just think you go to sleep, wake up, and you're a trader. You have to give it some attention and some discipline, right? But you will. If you want to learn how to do this and you want to start scalping this market and create an asset for yourself. If you're a college student, if you're somebody who's been trading this market on a retail side and struggling, trust me, this will be the last course you will ever have to buy, because David and I put in so much love and attention to this. You become part of the family. So come check it out. If you don't like it, we give you the money back. But there's nobody out there who's coaching and mentoring students live. It's not like some robot, some algo. Dave and I are on there with you every Thursday night for a couple hours talking about the market. I forensically break down why markets do what they do. And Dave's probably the greatest teacher out there. You know, you just want to listen to Dave talk if you want to learn how to trade this market. So come and join us. Check out Apex and WSGTA.com. Check it out.
Oh, Apex.
Awesome, guys. Great. Thank you so much for being here today. What a great episode of Futures Fever. I'm excited to have you guys on next week too.
Pleasure.
Thanks for having us, Kevin.
Peter, great seeing you. David, great seeing you. Everybody, Zingers, hit that like button. Show some love to Peter and David. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe, and join us next week as well for another chance to win a free Apex account and some great, amazing knowledge from these two highly experienced traders. Guys, can't thank you enough.
Thanks for having us, Kev.
Thanks, guys.
Adios, amigos.